than 25 days left to decide who wins the Premier League, and right now the table is not stable. Clock it. I mean, one win changes everything. One mistake like this and the season could change. And here are possible final table. Arsenal could still go third, City could still go first or fourth, but anything can still happen, as you can see. But today we're diving into Game Week 35. But first, let's have a quick rewind of what happened in Game Week 34. Hey people, welcome back to Matchday Madness Monday. My name is Neme, and again I've said I'm going to stand and talk about Matchday Madness Monday because we're in the running. There's no time to sit. I'll stand until the end of the season because all the players are literally going to be at fit. Now let's run through what happened in Game Week 34 real quick. But first, you have to like, you have to subscribe, you have to share. And share your opinions in the comment section. Now we're starting with Arsenal versus Newcastle. They won Newcastle 1-0. This match had just little goals scored, but it was effective because it kept them on top of the table, and the title charge is still on for them. United, Brentford, there was control, there was confidence. Clearly Champions League football is secure for them to an extent. And then Bruno was running the show. He assisted and is running to break the highest assist record in the Premier League. And Liverpool Palace was 3-1. Liverpool won Palace. Also, they are back to being consistent with their performance, and they are in the top 4 race. Safe to say, right place, right timing for them. Wolves lost to Spurs. Finally, after 15 games, a win for Spurs. But here's the problem. They are still in the relegation zone, and the pressure is still very much alive for them. Forest destroyed Sunderland in match 34. 5-0. Fulham lost to Villa 1-0. West Ham beat Everton at West Ham's home 2-1. And just a reminder, Chelsea and City didn't play in Game Week 34 because of the FA Cup semi-finals, but they both secured the FA Cup final slot, so they are playing the FA Cup finals against each other. Now we are here for the big dog, which is Game Week, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into the preview for some of the big 6 teams. We're starting off with Arsenal versus Fulham, which is a 3-0 win for Arsenal. Now Arsenal didn't just win this game, they made a statement. Let's quickly run through the first half real quick. Now from the kickoff, Arsenal came out very aggressive. They had high press, quick passing, their fullbacks kept pushing. Saka was also, for most parts, he played wide, and because of how wide he played, he sort of isolated the defenders, and it worked almost immediately for them. 9th minute of the game, Saka beat his man with a low cross, and then Gyökeres was there to put it in. That was a very perfect execution, and that is what the fans, Arsenal fans, are looking for. They want to see this passion early on in the game. Just kill the game. Every chance you get, convert it. Now, Arsenal fans are saying, oh, when Saka plays, Arsenal looks completely different. But it's just crazy because how many games ago they were saying he's no longer their star boy. But then, oh, what am I just saying? Now, moving on to the second goal. This one was a little bit tactical. Gyökeres dropped deep, and then he holds up play. He releases it to Saka, and then Saka smashes it into the net. I could tell that Saka and Gyökeres have some sort of striker-winger chemistry, and they didn't even give Fulham space to breathe. Now Gyökeres again, he scored the 3rd goal. It was a free header, and all of this happened before halftime. The game was done. Now we are back in the second half. Arsenal this time around are not even trying to score goals. They were just trying to control the game, which I feel is very, very smart. There was no pressure. They didn't rush. They slowed the game down. I think it was very intentional because they kept possession. They tried as much as possible to manage the energy. They literally just stayed very, very compact. And then Fulham barely had a shot in the second half at all. And this is what we hear pundits or analysts talk about. They keep saying things like, well, title-winning teams, they know when to attack and they know when to control. And for me, I feel like Arsenal did both in this match. The first half, they attacked. In the second half, they were in control of the game. And they could have even made it 4 because there was a time where they hit the crossbar, but it didn't go in. But generally, what was my takeaway from this Arsenal's match? I feel like Arsenal didn't just win this match. They controlled the pressure and they tried as much as possible to finish the game off early. And then they managed the game really well because sometimes matches like this, it's better you kill it off first. If you take long to kill off the game, it will just affect you. Now there are 6 points clear, and the pressure is sort of officially on Manchester City because Arsenal is 6 points clear and they have like four goals ahead of City when it comes to goal difference. Well, I have a quick question for you. Do you think Arsenal can actually hold this lead until the end, or do you think City will just come back and meet them where they are? Or are we expecting a twist? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comment section below. Moving on to Manchester United versus Liverpool, ended with a 3-2 This game, this particular game, oh my goodness, Lord, I enjoyed it so much. It was chaotic, but it was so much fun, and it was very, very interesting. So, before I get into it, Kobe Mino just signed a new long-term deal with Manchester United until 2031, and now he earns 3 times his current salary. I feel like it's the perfect timing for Kobe Mino and for Manchester United. Now, moving on to the first half of United versus Liverpool, they hosted them at United Stadium. United came out in this match with so much intensity. They had quick transitions, they were very direct with their attacking, and they pressured Liverpool very early in the game. And then Liverpool, they struggled, they just weren't settled. The first goal, it was Cunha. He reacts to a rebound. I screamed, and he made it very quick. And then the second goal was Bruno's involvement again. Sheshko was there to finish it off. And then I'm saying they scored 2 goals inside 15 minutes of the first half. And everybody in their stadium is screaming, the stadium is buzzing. And it looked like the game was done. But then again, this is just football, and this is just the first half we're talking about. Now into the, oh my God, I would like to mention that Sesko's goal, VAR has to look at it, because it looked like his hand sort of touched the ball after Bruno sent him a header for an assist. His hand was very close, because Sesko didn't even know that was a goal. He didn't even know he was going to score. He was just there, and then Bruno's header touched his body and just went into the net. So they were like, okay, his hand, did he touch the ball or did he not touch the ball? But after the VAR looked at it, they said, okay, you know what, it's a goal. And it's even crazier because even before that, before Sheshko's goal, he had an opportunity to score, but he called for a foul, that he was fouled in the box. But I felt like that wasn't a foul. He let go easily, he fell. But then fast forward to it, he shall scored. Now we're back in the second half, and that's where we had like a total shift. Liverpool came out completely different from what we had experienced in the first half. They were more aggressive with their press, they had faster movement, and they were more in control of the midfield. And then boom, so it was like scores. But this was because Ahmad came on after Sheshko got substituted, and Ahmad making like a very casual pass, and Zoboslai intercepted the ball and collected it, and that was how he scored Liverpool's first goal. And that goal changed everything. It just gave Liverpool this confidence that, you know, okay, we scored early in the second half, we could still do something. It brought the turning point for Liverpool. Now there was another loose pass from Lamens, which got intercepted, and Gakpo again scores to make it 2-2. Finally he scores the equalizer, and the game flips instantly. And this is what the fans are crazy about. You know what? Because at this level, mistakes like this will punish you immediately. I always see it. You're running for the love of God. You don't make sloppy passes here and there. Now, both Liverpool and Manchester United are on level terms, and Liverpool, both their goals came from error. Now, the final moment of the game, because now the game is open, now everybody's looking for who finally gets the win, the lead. Then Mino was one that gets the ball outside the box, and he found the bottom corner of the back of the net. Like I said, this is perfect timing for Mino's contract extension. I think this is the way he said it. I think this is also his first goal in the season. He hasn't scored this season, so this is like his first goal this season. And that's how Manchester United won this match 3-2. Now, for Manchester United, they had a really strong start, like I said, and lately, God, they've been very dangerous in their transitions, especially when it comes to big matches. They don't play at all. But the sad thing is, they struggle to control games, because this could have gone really badly for them. And then Liverpool, on the other hand, they had a slow start. They had strong second half response, and they punished mistakes. There were errors. They took advantage of every single mistake that Manchester United made. So in this match, United showed that they could actually win big games, but they also showed that they could lose control quickly, and that could be very, 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 very dangerous. Also, special shout out to Michael Carrick. I think after Safegi, Carrick is like the second best manager United has had after Safegi. Also, I have a question. Do you think Kobe Mino is the best young star right now for Manchester United? Let me know in the comments. And where do you think United finishes this season? Second, third, fourth? Let me know. But one thing is certain, they already secured their position in the Premier League top 4. Okay, now moving on to other matches that played out this game week. Let's dive into it real quick. So Leeds won Burnley 3-1. They had attacking confidence. Brentford won West Ham. They were more dominant. Brighton lost to Newcastle. Wolves and Sunderland drew. Bournemouth beat Palace 3-0, and then Villa and Spurs will be playing Sunday evening. And right now, Arsenal are pulling away again. They are setting that gap again. And City has a game in hand. They'll be playing Everton tomorrow. United are basically locking their position in top 5. Liverpool are still fighting for top 5 position. And the relegation battle is still messy. Trust me, Spurs might still get relegated. Nothing is confirmed yet. That's why it is the run in the Premier League. This is the time where every team needs to fight. Every single game matters. That is a we play marathon. But now, what we are playing right now is a sprint. A bloody sprint. What we have left is Monday fixtures. We still have Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest on Monday, Everton versus Manchester City on Monday. And those two games will completely shake the Premier League table again. If Everton should beat Manchester City, then Arsenal already has an advantage. But if City should beat Everton with 4 or 5 goals, then Arsenal knows that City are still on their neck, breathing down their neck. But we'll see how it plays out. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's game week 35 so far. And honestly, this season is still wide open in multiple directions. Again, take a look at this table here. Anything can still happen. Arsenal could still go third. City could still go first. City could still go fourth. Take a look at all of this that's happening right here. Anybody can still go. People, Manchester United could still win the Premier League if City or Arsenal ends up losing all their matches. Manchester United could still win the Premier League. You guys, tell me the Premier League is not the most competitive league in the world. Tell me. Let me hear it. You see? I'm never wrong. So like we said, the title race is tight. This top 4 everybody's running for is very, 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 very stressful. The relegation battle is still very much unpredictable because Spurs right now, as I am talking, Spurs have 34 points, West Ham has 36 points, and Spurs has a game to play. So they win Aston Villa, which I don't think is possible because they are playing in Villa's Park. They win Villa, they could go top of West Ham with a point ahead of West Ham. So anything can still happen. This season is far from OVER over. It's probably not coming down anytime soon. So if you enjoyed this breakdown as much as I did, make sure you like, subscribe, and drop your prediction. Who wins the league again? Free money. You do not predict, you do not get anything. So predict, be correct, and win free money from the Neme Football Forum. This is Matchday Madness Monday. My name is Neme, bringing you match report for game week 34 and 35. I'll see you after the next twist in this crazy Premier League season. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, join our conversation, and tell people. Have a good time.